Changing of the guard. They go into their little air-conditioned boxes. They go in the box. Straighten their hats up. This is the Blue Mosque. Apparently some guy just told us we can go inside and they give you coverings for it. That's great. We'll be able to get into a mosque finally. This is the Sultan's complex. It's giant. It's a palace, giant palace with all kinds of mosques. There's the Sultan in the Ottoman Empire, Ahmed, in the 14th century. So today they're having prayers till 2:30. Then they open for visitors. So everybody's kind of lounging around waiting for it to open. We're going to the Mosaic Museum. This is what old age does to you. It melted the face. There used to be a lion. And he's lost his teeth. He went blind. Here's his mate. Oh, this is a male. You can see the mane. Happens to all of us. Get ready. It's gonna happen to you. Constantine set up a second Rome in 300 AD. And these mosaics are part of his palace structure. So these are like from the 1st century. Look at pretty incredible that they found these under piles of rubble when they were the Ottomans built on top of the Roman buildings, but when they were doing construction they discovered these mosaics. This must have been like a central courtyard in the palace area. I discovered this in 1935, and they worked on it, and the last pieces were put in 1997. Remember, this is all from the 1st century. It's pretty incredible. We're down right next to it now. You could very tiny mosaic pieces. Yeah, a 1/4 inch square. Here's some original columns. This must be, you think this is the real thing? They let people come in? No. Look at how large, this is the piece we were looking at before. And then this goes on and on. Oh, thanks. It's on and on. Oh, that's a good one. Kill zone. These are really detailed. Amazing. Here's someone knocking down dates. Scenes from daily life. Carrying a lamb. Yeah, it's hunting dogs.
These are like griffons.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is the Mosaic Museum near the Blue Mosque in the bazaar area. That's where we are now. This whole thing was one big mosaic. These are the best mosaics we've seen on the trip so far. Here's an elephant strangling a tiger. A lot of hunting and fighting scenes here. Here's somebody battling a tiger or a leopard. Here's a lion eating an antelope. Tiger. Two guys battling a tiger.
The borders.
These look like wall mosaics. This is a great museum.
It's very interesting.
They have a bazaar in the Blue Mosque. And the stuff is very nice. It's nicer than the big bazaar we went to last time. And a lot of quality merchandise. These tiles are great. Very nice shop. Yeah, these dishes are gorgeous. Going into the Blue Mosque. It's the only one with 6 minarets. There's 4 here and 2 on the other side of that tree.
Information.
Over here. Do I need something for this? Like that?
You are right, you are right.
I'm okay?
You have sharp? Yes, you are right. Okay.
Is this covered yet?
Thing.
Excuse me, not yet. It's closing, sir. The last before 1 hour, and now is good time. A very big line. There is interest. Where you from?
No, that's okay. We're going here. Thank you. Everybody's trying to sell you something. Be careful with pickpockets. Now.
Excuse me, this working accommodation. How are you getting here?
Yes. We need. There's all kinds of guys trying to sell you a quicker way in, so you don't have to stand in line.
De liras, por ejemplo, 30 euros, 80 liras. Para 6 personas.
So 80 liras for their group.
80 liras.
Pagamos por donación.
I think but they have like 6 people.
Cerrados, para rezar. Por rezar a las 4, cerrados. Y yo dejo información por dentro, media hora, en todas las historias, ceremonias.
Quite a waiting line. But there's all kinds of guides coming up saying they could get you in 50 lira.
Creo que hasta los chicos no sean mayor de edad, ahora se les laburan tanto la cabeza que después no.
Well, we finally got into a mosque. Patricia is right there. She's got a skirt and a headdress on. It's incredible. They have these multiple domes that you see from the outside. And giant columns. They have all these wires hanging with lights. That's what you see, all these lights. So people come in here for prayer. And this whole floor is close to visitors during prayer time, but you can see this is all the prayer area.
Tiene 1400 años. Mahoma, el último profeta, creemos, nació en Meca, en Arabia Saudita. Cuando tenía 40 años,
Very large columns. Beautiful stained glass. Here's some tile work. And domes. Look like they're painted. This is the prayer area in here. There's the pulpit area, the pulpit where the speaker
Some of it's
speaks. I don't know if they call it the pulpit, but that's what it's like. So you face in this direction towards Mecca, right? That's the point.
These are flat. This side goes all the way to the other side. Whatever you see about, you don't need to ask, this is that it's open. It's just the walls of the balconies are high. Do you remember? The balconies stay forward? Yes. Remember? You remember we were talking about 3/4 So, next page.
If you have any question, I can answer.
Oh,
We are answering to volunteers, as far as we know, of course.
is this painted or tile?
These are painted. These are
Oh,
painted,
okay.
but the tiles are around the balconies there. Around the balconies,
okay.
next to the windows. By the windows, there are tiles. Here, there are tiles.
Ah, I see.
There are about 21,000 of these tiles. 21,000.
Oh, wow.
All handmade and coming from a city called Iznik in Turkish, Iznik, but in English, Nikea, or something like a Nikea.
Are most mosques decorated? Are mosques usually decorated? So
Yeah, exactly.
elaborate.
Yeah.
So this is exceptional, but most mosques would be painted off. I mean, most mosques are have so much ornament.
Yeah, a lot of mosques have this ornament.
How old is this building?
About 400 years old. It was built from 1609 until 1660.
Oh, wow.
7 years, 5 months, and some days.
Wow, wow. Very nice.
We're calling this a pulpit here, but is that
No, it's not. Maybe you can call it just really say just chair, because the imam, who's the leader of the prayer, he sits on this chair when he speaks to a group of people.
Oh.
Just
What
before
about
this-
the other higher one?
the staircase?
Yes.
The staircase is just used on Friday midday prayer. It's today, for example, the imam climbed up there just to make a small sermon. He's speaking to the people inside the mosque who came to the mosque, because on Friday noon prayer time there is a special part of the prayer. It is called khutbeh, and in this khutbeh the imam has to speak to the people inside the mosque. He's speaking sometimes about social things, sometimes about religious things, gambling, why is it forbidden, why is this like this, and so
Yeah.
issues like this.
It's like a sermon kind of thing. Yes. Okay.
He's climbing up there just to be seen and to be heard by everybody inside the mosque, because the mosque is at that time very full,
Yes.
so just to be seen and to be heard.
I see.
And that, excuse me, and that part is still the origin. It's 400 years old. This
wow.
staircase is still the origin. Very well and nice decorated.
so? When their service is going on, does the imam lead the prayer?
Yeah.
And everyone follows the same.
The imam is standing where this green light is now. So he's standing exactly there. This marble plate is called mihrab. And this mihrab, the imam stays with his face into this mihrab, because this always shows the direction to Mecca, to Kaaba, this black box. Maybe you have seen it in the old
Yes.
things. And this is always in every mosque. If you see this place, you know the direction where you have to turn to when you are
okay.
praying. Yeah.
I see. So the whole mosque was built that way, facing
Yeah, exactly,
Mecca.
exactly.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
From Turkey, it's southeast. From other countries, it's a different direction. But Turkey is southeast.
Now, when this whole area was the Sultan's palace, like the Sultan. That was this all his palace, or
No. Nobody was living here. That's just a mosque. But the Sultan, we have the Sultan Lodge here. He was praying there. The Sultan was praying there.
Okay.
Sometimes just to be alone with God and to more spiritualize, he was there. He stayed there sometimes, but not so often. But he has, of course, his own place where he's staying.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. It's the first time we've been in a mosque. It's very impressive.
If you want, I can tell you some things more. This part, for example, this house-like thing, a lot of people think that's a holy place or something like this. It's not. It's just the place for the muezzin. The muezzin is the person who is making the call to prayer. You hear it from outside when he's calling. And he makes the call to prayer from the downstairs from the minarets, and then he comes inside the mosque. After he makes the call to prayer from that place, he comes inside the mosque and climbs up on this place and makes a very quick repeating of the call to prayer, which means for the people inside the mosque, be ready, the prayer will begin and so on. He's making the second call to prayer from here.
I see.
In early times, they were always climbing up the minarets, but there's no need for anymore because now there's microphones and loudspeakers, so there's no need.
And it seems like everyone is just sort of relaxing. And when they're not having a service, everyone can just come in.
But for example, these people are praying mostly now individually because they didn't come to the prayer time, so they can pray individually. Because there's always a time period in which you can pray. For example, the midday prayer starts at 1:10 and goes until the next prayer starts. The next prayer is, for example, 5 to 5. Until that time, you can pray. Yeah, you don't have to. Exactly. You don't have to pray at the exact time when the call to prayer is called out. You don't have to pray at that time. Because if you are working in a bank, so you can't come. So you can pray in the bank or everywhere where you are working and staying. Then at that time you can pray. You don't have to come to a mosque. But it's better and more appreciated if you come to the mosque, because then you are in a community and you are praying in congregation. It's better. It makes you pool together.
Oh yes, sense of community.
Yeah. Excuse me. And the big chair. The big chair is just for the imam to sit on and to speak to a group of people. And the other one is just again for the imam to climb on and to speak to the people again, because just to be seen and to be heard by everybody.
You have no pressure.
Very beautiful.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a nice time.
Thank you. We just learned that the ceilings, that's all painted. Now the gallery is the shiny part there, that's tile. So the gallery is tile along the gallery. And the rest is all painted, but there's a lot of tile work in that section. There's like, what'd you say, 20,000 tiles or something like that?
Had a very nice lady give us
information, yeah. We also found out why these lights are hanging so low, because they used to be candles. Makes sense. But it's on a train, so they probably could have raised it, but still. once they electrified it, they brought all those cords down.
Yeah.
And this is how it stays. If they wanted to do a little work, they could raise it up. But it's a low wattage bulb, so it's a nice, soft light. It's not like you have a bunch of heavy fluorescents.